Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie Infernoop, and this is my Week 10 battle for Season 6 of the CPC. This is the final week of the regular season. I'm playing Narth Vader. I believe this is actually my first time playing in a league format, in a non-mock game, so that's cool. This game doesn't really matter too much for me. I'm 3-6 going into it, so not a very good record. I don't have a chance at playoffs. Narth, though, does have a chance. He was 4-5 going into this game, and Mio was 5-4. So, and Narth has a good differential, and Mio's differential isn't very good. So, basically, if Narth wins and Mio loses, Narth is in. If Mio wins, Mio is in the playoffs. If Narth loses, Mio is in the playoffs. So, Narth needs to win to have a chance to make the playoffs. At the time that we battled, Mio had not done this battle yet, so Narth still had a chance, and he needed to win. So. I mean that didn't really affect how I was prepping and how I played. Like I still prepped seriously and brought good sets and like brought what I thought was actually a pretty good team, and played and did everything seriously. Like I didn't really care if Narth makes playoffs or not. He's a cool guy. If he makes it cool, if Mio makes it cool, whatever. I just built and prep normally. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. I didn't bring like any weird meme shit, but I did bring a little more gimmicky stuff just because one, I wanted to have some fun, but it was still like serious stuff that I thought could actually work, and two, the matchup was kind of weird and I didn't really like it, and I felt like it was a pretty good way around it with how I approached this game. So his hazard removal is not amazing. Let me actually read the rest of his roster. So he's got these 6. It's a Mega Man Nectric, by the way. These 6 plus Celesteela, which he didn't bring for some reason. Decidueye, which he did not bring. Gudra, Golbat, Saladin, and Meowstic male. So those are his 12 D6 plus the 6 I just said. His users are Terrakion and Meowstic, so probably Terrakion because Meowstic didn't come. My team, let me just get into it. So we got a physically offensive Mega Medicham, which is kind of weird, pretty cool, with Bulk Up, Baton Pass, Drain Punch, and Bullet Punch. The main gimmick of this team is really just Hazard Stack plus Bulk Up. To pass into either my Garchomp and my Heracross, which are really cool sets. I'll get into those once I get there. I'll just go across here. Next we got Drapion, which is kind of bulky, kind of fast, pretty offensive, with knockoff Aqua Tail, Roar, and Toxic Spikes. The Roar was like for Celesteela, just so it doesn't set up for free against me. I mean, knockoff doesn't do too much anyway, so or like for Drapion, everything he wants to set up, I can phase it out. Klefki was a weird set, but kind of cool. I mean, weird, at least in the item. I had a Flame Orb and I'd switcheroos, meaning so I could burn the Celesteela. I thought that'd be cool. I would probably end up getting burned myself, as I probably wouldn't be able to switcheroo immediately, but that might not be a big deal. Then my other 3 moves were Spikes, D-Gleam, and Magnet Rise. Also going back to the T-Spikes and also Spikes and Klefki, a lot of his team is grounded, like he only has Celesteela and Golbat in the air. And I didn't really expect Golbat or his grounded poison typing Salazzle to come, so I thought T-Spikes were really good in the game. And he actually only brought 6 grounded mons, and none of them being a poison type, so Toxic Spikes are actually phenomenal in this matchup. Next we got Garchomp, which is one of the potential recipients of bulk ups from Medicham. It's got Z Sandstorm with Stone Edge, Earthquake, or Dragon Claw. If I want to, I could also use like a Z Stone Edge. Well, not also, but instead of going for Z Sandstorm if I don't need that. So it's a nice set to get some speed and get some attack and stuff. Heracross is holding the Adrenaline Orb, which was really cool because he has Intimidate Mega Manectric and probably Intimidate Crocodile if he's not Moxie. So this was another good mon to get some bulk ups passed into, because this could be a nice win con too. And it was close combat, make or knockoff and Stone Edge. I ended up going Moxie on this. I was debating Moxie or Guts. Just Guts, that way it gives me a better way of breaking through the aloe, if I get burned. But I ended up going for Moxie because it could be good just to clean up late game. Then last we have leftovers Heatran with Protect, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, Stealth Rock. So Rocks on Trans, Spikes on Klefki, T-Spikes on Drapion. I'm going to try to Hazard Stack. And his only way of getting rid of hazards with what he's brought at least is the Comfey, which could have defog, but I don't think it will. So I'm just going to lead with Drapion. I can pretty much take any one hit, barring Crocodile, but if it's Croc, I'll go into either Medi or Heracross. But he does lead Manectric, I can live in 1 hit, so that's fine. He does Voltage like I thought he would. It does a lot, showing he's modest, but I can just get up my T-Spike right here, and that is perfect. So I'm just going to stay in and make the Terrakion attack me and kill me. If he tries to set up, I can get us some pretty good damage. I think I went for Aqua Tail. Either that or Roar, it didn't really matter. So I'm going to bring in my Garchomp. I'm not Scarf, but I brought it in pretty quickly to try to bluff that I'm Scarfed. just to get some mind games going, and get in Narth's head, just to really get these mind games pumping and going. But I was not Scarf, as I said. I'm Z Sandstorm, so if I can whip that out later at one point when he's not expecting it, because he's expecting to be Scarf, that could be beneficial. So I had to go for the Earthquake as he goes into Crook, not Aloe. I was kind of shocked, but this is still a reasonable play. So Earthquake might be able to kill if I get the roll, but it looks like he's got a little bit of bulk, not a lot, but I'm thinking he went to this because he's Scarfed, and he can see if I'm not Scarfed, and also he might try to knock off my item. And I mean, I am a Z Crystal, but I don't want him to knock. I don't want him, I don't want to take this damage on Garchomp because I'm actually invested to live a Hidden Power Ice from Modest, make an extra from full, so if I can, I want to stay at full health. He might also just go for Stealth Rock right here, but I can, if he got Defog on Comfy, I can pressure him to Defog, but if he gets a Rock, I mean, still, Garchomp has an above average chance of living that Hidden Power Ice from Electric still, so I'm fine with that. So I do actually switch. I think I go into Medicham, figuring he's probably going to click Knockoff, maybe Earthquake, but I could go in like Heracross, or I feel like Knockoff's just really safe play. I think that's why I wanted to bring it in, because I think he was Scarfed, and so if I wasn't Scarfed, he had speed, and he'd still probably live even if it was Scarfed. I mean, it was a roll, I think, but I think the roll was in his favor to live, so that's fine. I'm just gonna, I think I'll click Drain Punch here just to finish this thing off, or just get some damage on anything really. So I click Drain Punch and get some health back, as he does have speed, because I wasn't really a fast Medicham, showing either he's got a lot of speed. I think I was creeping, like, if his Crocodile was creeping max speed Adamant Heracross, I was creeping that Crocodile. But he either was Jolly or it was Scarf. It didn't really matter here, so probably Scarf, because he probably would have gone for Earthquake if, yeah, you know, he would have gone for Earthquake if he wasn't locked into it. So in comes the Comfy, which is pretty scary. I switch into, I think, Tram, yeah. He does go for the Hidden Power Ground, making a good prediction. But still doesn't do too much. I still have lefties, and shows that he's got some investment, but he's not max, and he's not Modest, so that's good to know. I'm going to try to get my rocks here, but he makes a nice play, goes to the Taunt, so I can't do that. I debated going for a Protect just to get some more poison health on him, or get some more poison damage on him, and so I can get some lefties back. But I mean, I just wanted to go for rocks as soon as I can, because I thought I might go into Aloe, and I don't want to waste a turn there. But he taunted, which was wise, so he's going to hit Power Ground again. I'm just going to Flash Cannon, which will do a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to get. Sorry, I was trying to do something there. But yeah, so I go for. Right, let me pause for a second. So I thought he would want to. Or yeah, if I stayed in and clicked Flash Cannon again, as if he were to synthesize, then he would die to the Flash Cannon. So I thought he would want to just kill me. So I didn't think he'd want to heal there, but he did. I guess predicting my switch, or I mean, worst thing, I guess, then he just loses his Comfy, but so still keeps a Tram low and taunted. So no rocks for now. Or I think my taunt would have ran out that turn, but I didn't have rocks up yet. So yeah. But I go into Medicham on the Synthesis. So I thought he would attack within Power Ground there, but he didn't. So that's fine. So here I click Bullet Punch. I think I would outspeed, but I forgot Triage or Triage, whatever his ability is, or however it's pronounced, the ability of the Sen. Gives it +3 priority, so he definitely outspeeds me and out-prioritizes me with his Rainy Kiss. So that blows. I do still have that, which is good, and Bullet Punch does do a chunk, but I don't want to take another one, so I'm going to go into Klefki here, which will be able to chew that as my Flame Orb does activate, so it's fine, but I'm not really going to get the chance to even to switch or anything, because his whole team's going to get poisoned once it comes in, because we've seen Taunt, Synthesis, Hidden Power, and Drain Kiss. So we already know this thing's 4 moves, we already know it does not have Defog, so that means my hazards are staying with the rest of the game. So I'm going to try to get up some hazards with my Klefki right here, as this turn that I do attack, he does actually taunt me. I could have got that one more spike, I guess, but I just want to get up some damage and start to pressure this thing. I know that it can heal, and I'm just slowly losing health from the burn. I could have spammed Dazzling Gleam some more, and just let Klefki lose a lot of health, but I wanted to switch out and wanted to try to pressure him, so I go into Heracross, which was a bit of a misplay, and actually does come to bite me in the butt later, but I'll get to that. So I go into Heracross thinking, I mean, looks the poison, whoops, yeah, so thinking, well, he can get off this Drain Kiss, but I can live, and then I can Stone Edge, which will, that plus the poison I think kills or gets him close to dying, but I didn't realize how much health he's going to get back from the Draining Kiss, as he gets back to almost full, as I do land my Stones thankfully, but it does around half of that, and then I gained a little bit of health overall, Like, he was, I think, 18% higher to start that turn, but I can live one more Draining Kiss, but then still the Stone Edge plus Poison's not going to kill, so I don't want Heracross to be almost dead. I want to keep it at least at the health that's at now and not any lower, so I'm going to go into Tran, which can chew this. I mean, it does even less than my leftovers give me back, so now I can Protect, which should put me healthy enough to live the next Hit Power round. So, so that's good for me there. As now I think I have Flash Cannon. Yeah, I do. And I finally get rid of this Comfy, which is really annoying. That thing was really annoying to have around. So, in comes a Drakion. I'm just going to sack off Tran. I don't really need it anymore. It's already low enough. I'm not going to be able to get up rocks, but it's not a big deal. He didn't even bring any mons weak to rocks, so it's alright. I just want to get off as much. I just want to get as many hazards up as possible, just to get as much damage on him. That way my Heracross or Garchomp would be in as good of a position as possible to sweep. So, I'm going to bring in my Garchomp here. Again, to bluff him Scarf, but I'm thinking he might just stay and sack off Drakion, not wanting me to set up or anything. So I'm actually going to kind of predict him to stay in. I mean, if he goes in Aloe, then he goes in Aloe. But I thought he would stay in, so I actually do just go right for the Sea Sandstorm, showing I'm not Scarf, but that doesn't. I mean, it basically gives me a Scarf now because I'm at +1 speed, and my, but I can change moves basically. So yeah, I go for Earthquake to knock out the Drakion, which is great. Then it's gonna bring in the Aloe. So here, I'm just gonna go for Earthquake, try to get off some damage. Even if it does have Ice Beam, I should be able to live one, and I do. So I'm looking alright. So here I'm thinking, okay, Earthquake plus Poison plus Sand actually will kill him. So I actually don't want to kill him because if I can bring in Heracross, get the Moxie, then I'll be at +1 attack, and then Mega Reactor can come in. The Intimidate will put my attack back down to neutral, but after a Spike, Close Combat should be able to kill him, and then the Adrenaline Orb will activate from his Intimidate. So, meaning if Heracross can come in and pick off this Alomomola, I should be able to win, because then if I can knock out the Manectric, and then the Kick down will just go down to a CC. Or could do some like Shadow Sneak shenanigans, but I do knock off too. So my plan was just to try to not knock this thing out. I went for Stone Edge. It missed. Wasn't really a big deal at all. I guess the damage could out, but it still would have lived that. So he does have the Protect too. As I just try to not attack in case he doesn't have Protect. Because I don't want this thing to die. I want him to kill me, but I want to keep his health as low as possible for when he does. So he's gonna Quick Wish, and this gets a little bit of a. This kind of cycles around and gets kind of annoying. So eventually he does Ice Beam, knocks me out. I Dragon Claws, he wishes, and blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, on turns where I don't want to attack him, I just Sandstorm, and on turns where I can attack him and get him lower, that's when I do attack him and just get him as low as possible, just pressure him, but without actually killing him like there. But here actually. This turn was actually interesting. He predicted me, I guess, to Sandstorm again, trying to not attack him. So he does go for Ice Beam, which is pretty bold spikes. I could have just killed him. But I mean, I guess it's fair. So that didn't work out perfectly, though, because this thing's actually still, after it receives a Wish, it's actually pretty healthy. The Poison will help, but it's not actually in range of Heracross anymore. Now, Heracross can 2 KO. I mean, he probably throws up a Wish, as I would go for probably Mega Horn, because I don't want to go for Close Combat, lower my defense. So then, I mean, the Close Combat / Mega Horn, which are the same power, plus a Poison does a little under half, really about half, so he's not really going to be able to stall me out too well, especially because his Wishes will run out eventually. But really just comes down to hopefully he doesn't get Scald Burn eventually. But yeah, so I went into Klefki because I wanted to get up another Spike to ensure that it killed the Manectric, and also I didn't want to risk like losing Heracross to a Scald Burn, so I thought I could just get off a little more damage on this and maybe get up another Spike or two. And then I'm bringing Heracross once this thing's lower, or hopefully not risk this Scald Burn, basically. But that was a misplay. I'll talk about that in a minute once this battle's over. So I'm gonna go for another Spike, because then I'll definitely put the Manectric in range. Because the min roll from a Close Combat was 88, but I'm not sure if he's probably got more bulk than none. So I didn't want him to be bulkier than I was anticipating, and then be able to live. So I didn't. That's why I wanted to get up another Spike, but that. I should have just I most likely killed the Close Combat anyways. I should have just risked that. But yeah, so he's gonna be able to throw a Wish and then pass into the Manectric. I'm gonna Degleam on the switch, so I get off decent damage, but the Wish just heals that back anyways. So he's back at almost full, and then the Poison, or back at full, then the Poison makes him not full. So I'm just gonna get off as much damage as possible. As now, since he intimidated Klefki, not Heracross, then I'm not gonna be able to outspeed. So I go for Switcheroo, just kind of just show it off. I mean, didn't really matter what I went for, because I die anyways. But I'm gonna bring him in. we're bringing Metacham, not Metacham. Bring Metacham, go for Bullet Punch, but that's not going to be enough to put it in range of Poison. And I don't have Protect on Heracross. I couldn't have the move slots. So, yeah, I do get down to Thunderbolt, and then this thing dies to Poison. Or now it doesn't even get a die because the game ends. So, we do lose 3-0, which sucks, especially because I think I could have won. It definitely gave me out some mind games. It was definitely less clear than I thought. Less definitive. But going back to like this turn. So when I brought in Clef, yeah, I should have brought in Heracross. So for bringing Heracross, I can go for a Mega Horn first. I go for Mega Horn, not a close combat, because I don't want my defenses to be even lower, and then can be able to do more damage with the Scald, because I can live, from the health I was at, I could live 2 Shadow Sneaks from the Kecleon, and I did have knockoff. He would probably go for Shadow Sneak just like for the mind games to try to, because that would go first, and then he'd have the Protean activate, so he'd be Ghost type. But if I predicted his Shadow Sneak went for a knockoff, then I would kill. But if he didn't Shadow Sneak went for like something else, like if he did a Fake Out actually, so if he went for that first, which probably would have to get damage, and then didn't go for Shadow Sneak, then I mean knockoff. Although he would come in and take this spike, be at 88, then after the Fake Out be at 76, and knock off to like a max HP Kecleon. That's a normal type. Knockoff does 76, so 76 minimum. So I would have killed him either way as long as I didn't take any additional damage. But if I did take a Scald from Aloe, then I guess I'd be in range of Fake Out plus Shadow Sneak. So it definitely wasn't as definitive as I thought. But still, going to Heracross was my better play here, just to try to pressure him. Maybe I could have played it a little better and just with Garchomp trying to figure out which turns you need to attack and whatnot. Like maybe that last turn, maybe like this turn I should have attacked or something. I think like this turn I should have attacked the turn that he went for Wish. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's Pokemon, whatever. I didn't really care too much about this just because I was already out of playoffs and just wanted to finish the season. So glad I uploaded this week, then finished uploading. Glad that I actually uploaded every week this season, and I believe it was on time for every upload. I think one I might have actually been late for just because I didn't have a chance for that one game. But yeah, so I was actually on time with uploads for the most part, and actually got all my uploads up, so that's really cool. I don't think I'm coming back for next season, so I didn't really need like the points or whatever for how the system works for next season, but I just wanted to upload. I felt like it was the right thing to do, and I like uploading the videos and showing how I'm doing even when I'm losing, sadly. But we do have a playoff game in the Major Pokemon League going up tomorrow. My Round 2, my semi-finals game versus Blue Rogue will go up tomorrow, so that is an exciting game. So I'll see you guys for the battle tomorrow. Peace out.